Good evening, everybody. We are starting our meeting. And George?
We're gathered this evening in the spirit of Rotary, which is service above self. Each of us and all of us have been gifted with a variety of interests, with a variety of abilities, with a variety of concerns. And through Rotary, we are able to bring these to bear, to do good work, to do good in the world and to make the world a better place. In Brookline, in Greater Boston, with children, with seniors, with the able-bodied, and those with challenges. In our country, in the world, on continent after continent after continent, we not only read about needs, we address them. We not only admire the work of other people, we do it ourselves. We take inspiration from what others are doing. We use our imagination. We use our resources. And we do service above self. So let us pause and feel a sense of thankfulness for what we have, a sense of gratitude for what we do, a sense of celebration for who we are. And let the people say, Amen.
Our master of ceremonies for this evening is our own distinguished John Miller, who was the club president back in 2005, 2006, and the district assistant governor from 2007 to 2010, and 2020 to 22. So Arnie, take it away.
Thank you, Mr. President. I welcome everyone here. This is the first meeting we've had in person since March 2020. We've had a difficult almost 15 months. And we've survived and thrived in difficult times. A group of wonderful friends have pulled together to achieve incredible amount of good work in spite of many hurdles. We have embraced change and turned it into an advantage. Tonight's meeting is a clear evidence of that. While we can see many fond faces here, there are many others who are not in person, and they're joining us with the power of Zoom. So I hope everyone can hear us and be with us through their technology of Zoom. Now we're going to do the four-way test and then the national anthem.
Of the things we think, say, or do.
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
In the beginning of creation, there was no you, but today we are Rotary.
ask everyone to stand for our national anthem.
Are there any announcements? Okay, Artie, take it over.
Okay. I'm going to now acknowledge the good works that we have accomplished at Brookline Rotary, despite the COVID-19 and the distance virtual meetings we've had. We won the best club in 7, 9, 10. Brookline received a silver award under Steve von Lichtenberg illustration. We honored Jock Rue as our unsung hero, and district recognized him as well. Joyce Graff was honored as district's champion of peace for her work. Susan Rapp was honored for her work as sponsor of all Rotaract clubs in the district. Karen Jacobs was honored as sponsor of the BU Rotaract Club. Brookline High School Interact was honored as the newest Interact club in the district. And many thanks to George Chapman and Marina, and to the president, Marina Stampston, and David Cook, all members of the BHS Interact Club. Brookline Rotary received honorable mention of our expanding membership under the leadership of membership chair Sharon Herman. And Brookline was awarded the privilege of displaying an award from the District Committee on Discrimination, Equity, and Inclusion. That's an important thing nowadays. So congratulations to all the members of Brookline Rotary and Interact and Rotaract for a very successful year. Please applaud. Now, before we hear from our outgoing president, Steve von Lichtenberg, I have a special presentation that is not on the program. Sharon Herman, will you please come up?
So this is directed to Joyce. What? Tonight, Steve von Lichtenberg. Sorry. Tonight, Steve von Lichtenberg will be awarding Joyce Graff Brookline Rotary of the Year. Before Steve does this, I have the great pleasure and honor of telling you about my dear friend Joyce Graff. And believe me, there are plenty of volunteers. It's hard to get volunteers, but not for this. So, Joyce is the definition of service above self, both in her intentions and in her actions. She leads with her heart and uses her great curiosity, intellect, and persistence to make everything come to fruition. Rarely does Joyce say no to herself or to others. If she does not know how to do something, she enthusiastically takes on the challenge of learning it. Joyce has led and served on many committees, projects, and fundraisers. When not on a committee, Joyce willingly lends her services. She is a good listener and a wise advisor. Joyce is the go-to person. In Joyce's life outside Rotary, she gives and gives. She is the founder of Powerful Patients and is the healthcare advocate we all want. Joyce is also an active member of Temple Catholic Israel. She further contributes to our community by teaching a quilting class at the Brookline Senior Center. During COVID, Joyce mustered up her mentor, our secretary and executive secretary, director, webmaster, producer of the Brookline Rotary YouTube channel, and member of the fundraising and membership committee. For the district, Joyce is polio coordinator and I'm trustee now.
Trustee.
And trustee. And she has 3 minutes to sit down. Can you believe it? In addition, Joyce has been responsible for the technical part of many of the district events. Our club not only has benefited from Joyce's technology skills, but it wouldn't have existed this past year and a half if not for Joyce. She set up all our Zoom meetings and in fact, this installation tonight is brought to you by Joyce Graff and her student and now comrade, Iggy Schwartzberg, which is a Zoom meeting, our hybrid, sorry. Did I say that right? Hybrid, Zoom and in person. Not only did Joyce keep us going as a club this year, but she also brought us new programs and fundraisers. The Real Science on COVID, was it a webinar? Yeah. A webinar in which a panel of prestigious, actually, this is supposed to be a surprise, but I actually needed to go to Joyce to help me to get all the information correct, and I couldn't do it. So anyways, in which a panel of prestigious healthcare providers updated us on the status of COVID. This was attended by over 2,000 people. The district recognized the excellence of this program by honoring her with the Champion of Peace Award. Our 2 fundraisers, Thanksgiving and Valentine meals, were successful because of Joyce's implementing of the digital purchasing system. As you can see, Joyce is service above self.
Thank you.
I'm not done. I'm not done. She is our poster woman. And Joyce is like, one of her many jobs is listed or not listed, is how to do our public image. And I say that Joyce, how to do our public image is to advertise you for all your goodness to all.
Oh, sweet.
Thank you, Joyce, for who you are and all you do. We love you.
Thank you, Sharon, for your wonderful remarks. I now introduce President Steve von Lichtenberg.
I've got this nice plaque. I've got this nice plaque. It is not enough, but let me read it to you anyway. Joyce Graff, with extreme gratitude and sincere recognition of your distinguished leadership and expertise during a challenging Rotary year, Rotary Club of Brookline, 2020-2021.
Thank you.
I'm going to take the wrapper off. You'll have to do that.
I thought
Okay.
I found an obscure passage about a woman of kindness. And I'm going to read it to you.
Okay.
As usually presented to a woman as Rotarian of the Year. A wise woman was traveling in the mountains and found a special stone in the stream. The next day she met another traveler who was hungry, and the wise woman opened her bag to share her food. The hungry traveler saw the precious stone and asked the woman to give it to him. She did it without hesitation, and the traveler left, rejoicing in his good fortune. He knew the stone was worth enough to give him security for a lifetime. But a few days later, he came back to return the stone to the wise woman. I've been thinking, he said. I know how valuable the stone is, but I give it back to you in hope that you can give me something more that is much more precious. Give me what you have within you that enabled you to give me the stone.
Very nice. Thank you. I'm going to change the camera so it aims at you. That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
And now we will hear from our outgoing president, Steve von Lichtenberg. As you know, Steve has been a valued member of this club since 1985. What? So Steve has been a valued member of this club since 1985 and has served this club and the community in many ways. Steve, we thank you for your leadership and inspiration, especially during this year. You are a catalyst to make your administration so great. President Steve.
Well, I had this long thing prepared. This page has already been covered. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention COVID. I agreed to be the president and took it upon thinking that there would be so many things we could do. And I spent time planning, and then March hit, and all of a sudden we weren't meeting. And Rotary in Brookline since 1938 has met almost every week to share food, to share companionship, and to share action. And all of a sudden, we weren't meeting. And I was distraught, distressed, and I didn't know what to do. And I have to say that my management style is laissez-faire. My mother would say laissez-faire, but it's laissez-faire. And all of a sudden, the club percolated, and people came up with ideas. They came up with Zoom meetings. They came up with actions we could do, some of which you've heard about. They made things happen. They made Rotary work. And I'm so proud of the board and the people who made that happen. They really ran the club this year, and I just sort of came along for the ride. Which brings me to my main point. The club has weathered the storm. We are entering a new phase where COVID will be less of a problem. And maybe we can go back to having meetings in person and doing things with other people like we've been doing for all these long years. And we have a new year coming, and it should be a great year. It should be a better year. And we have to help Elias and move forward and help him obtain his goals and the club's goals as we move forward. We can also look forward to our own renewed acquaintance and camaraderie and the ability for all of us to share with each other our lives and the other things that we need to share. So let's help Elias make this new year the best year ever in Rotary. And finally, I'd like to thank Elias. I'd like to thank the board for their support. I'd like to thank all the members for their support and patience throughout the year. And as I lead my presidency, I'm humbled by that support that I receive and in awe of the resiliency of the members of this club.
Thank you, President Steve, for those wonderful remarks. I would like now to express our thanks to two wonderful members of the board of directors who will be completing their terms of office. George Chapman, please stand. And Gloria Rich. We also want to thank officers and directors now serving on the board who will be continuing their service in the coming year. Paula Kerwin, please rise. Marina. Richard Segan. Steve von Lichtenberg as meeting and past president. Elmon Hitt, please rise. Sharon Herman, please rise. Laura Walters, and Bo Whitaker, our ambassador of goodwill, who couldn't be here this evening. But last but not least, I have the honor to present you with the next President of Rotary of Brookline 2021-22, Elias Audy. Elias has been a valiant member of this club since 1993. He served as president of our club in 99-2000 and has been an assistant governor. Besides Brookline Rotary, he's held offices in the Brookline Chamber of Commerce and many service projects here and abroad. Joyce Graff, our club secretary, will administer the oath of office to Elias.
So, thank you. So please repeat after me. I, Elias Audy, do solemnly pledge
I, Elias Audy, do solemnly pledge
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the Rotary and that I will uphold the Constitution and bylaws of this club.
and uphold the Constitution and bylaws of our club.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
I understand that, say your life. I understand that your granddaughters want to say something in your behalf.
Oh.
Do you want to stand in front of the camera or what? Okay. Great.
We thought there were going to be happy dollars, so they have a couple of happy dollars.
Sometimes I go to Tita and Gigi's house, and when I get back home, I talk with Grandma, and at the end of it is most likely to end like, "Oh, did you know your Gigi is very nice?" or "Did you know your Gigi did this or that?" So I've stated my case that Gigi is the best president, and if he ever ran for real president, I think he would win.
That was so sweet. You have a great grandfather. So I want to now congratulate all the volunteers of our club and look forward to having a wonderful, maybe a hybrid year of internet, virtual connections, and face-to-face. I'd like to introduce right now our new district governor for 2021, 2022, Cliff Rober. And before you remark, I want to give you a special recognition, Cliff. A recognition for all you've done to come to this point and all that you will do in your year. Above and beyond, service above and beyond.
Now, I just did have to put it away from my face a little bit more so I could actually read it. So, and I was impressed with Elias's presidential remarks right after he got infected. They were succinct and to the point. I have like a 35-minute speech prepared. Oh, no, okay, forget it, I won't. But I do expect to be invited back because it looks like those are grapes up there, and I think there's going to make some wine. But basically, I'm here as the district governor, but I'm here for you as the members, for Elias as the president, for everybody else. I'm just here for you. If you have questions, let me know. And I actually liked being able to get to a meeting. I haven't been to a meeting in like 15 months, and actually talk with each of you. I've had some conversations with a bunch of you, and hopefully I'll get a chance to have more conversations with more of you afterwards. Thank you very much. I would be remiss though. Elias, come on up. So, unlike past years, our president-elect thing did not happen really like it used to. It was virtual, just like everything else. So Elias did not get some of the swag that he would normally get. So I'm going to give it to him now. So, well, first of all, this is the new club banner, and I want to be the first one to make sure everybody. You have a small one up there, but this is for your club, so you can have it. Serve to change lives. Next is, if I can find it, I want Elias to be the first one to have the club, the
the Serve to Life, Change Lives pin.
Oh, thank you.
And I don't want to take it off. It's a magnetic thing, but this is his backpack that he can have, that he's going to put all the stuff in, that he's going to be bringing back and forth, along with his name badge. And I know he'll be wearing it honorably. Thank you very much.
I sure will. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I'm very honored that our governor, in the year I will be a president, have attended this ceremony. Thank you.
And now it's time to hear a presidential address from the new president who's just taken oath of office and who's been congratulated by the governor, Elias Audy.
Elias, your official gavel.
Oh, thank you.
The same one we've been using since 1938, I think.
See, with the chips and the broken, it's not round anymore, but it's usable. It still works. It still works. I'm honored to be here. I'm so, it's emotional. It's really touchy and it's really emotional. I'm to have you all come. It's so nice, to show the love and the interest of attending this event. More though, I am so grateful to see my two granddaughters here tonight and hear them say what they have to say about Shindu. Shindu is grateful. That's Shindu. I'm quite honored to be presented to be a president of Brookline Rotary for the second time. It's a great club. It's a great club because it's changed lots of people's lives, and yet President Steve hanged on there and made it work. And yes, the club helped, but his presidency, his leadership had a big thing to do with that. Thank you very much, Steve. As I look at, I truly prepared something to say, but when I looked at the program and the back page of the program, you probably have it, I changed my mind. I don't want to read what I wrote to say today, because that kind of touched me in a big way. But before I go there, I'd like to recognize some of the people that are with us here today. It's overwhelming to see you all come to this occasion to honor me becoming the president of the Rotary Club of Brookline. First, I would like to recognize and thank our incoming District Governor, Cliff Robert, to be here tonight. It meant so much to me. And hopefully we will have a great year working together to enhance and make Rotary work what it should be. With us also, the chair of the board of, well, it's not the board of selectmen anymore, the select board. The newly elected select board chair and a Rotarian, Heather Hamilton. Would you please stand, let people say who you are? Heather is a newly select board chair of Brookline. And also, Heather is a Rotarian. And the baby knows who Heather is. She put all your signs last election, my sister right there. Also, I'm honored to have with us the newly elected president of Brookline Chamber of Commerce, David Gladstone. Where's David? David, thank you very much for coming. But I'm really touched to see that a lady who have started a program that changed lives of people makes a great difference in the way people think in our current life, especially if you look at the events in the Middle East and see what happens. the founder of Arts Bridge, Debbie Nathan. Debbie, please stand. I was honored to be on the board of Arts Bridge for years. And I feel bad I'm not anymore because, time don't allow. But I made sure to have Dr. Sandler be there in my place. Yeah, thank you. So, and I would urge you, please, all to attend next week, our Rotary meeting next week, because Debbie is speaking to our club next week. Right, Susan?
Yes.
Yeah, next week she's speaking to our club. It's at 6 o'clock in the evening next week. And it's inspiring. What this lady is really inspiring. I wish we have a lot more of her. Then we wouldn't have the problems we have in the Middle East and elsewhere. So please make a point that next week. Also, I'm honored and touched to have with us as a Rotarian also, Casey Hatchett, who was just, please stand, who was just been selected as a police person or woman of the year. Which one? It doesn't matter. Police person of the year in Brookline. Casey, thank you for coming. And also, but also he is the commander. You're still the commander, right? The commander of VFW Post, Elman Henderson. Elman, please stand. And the Alps, the Supreme of the Alps. So both, I tell you, you can't count the hats he have on. This person is incredible. And also, what you heard all about the lady on my left. Our club have great ladies. Truly, the female of our club are incredible. They make our club work like a sport machine, like we say. It's amazing. But this lady is just. I don't think there's too many, and I don't think there are enough words to describe you, how you came through to our club. And thank you very much, Joyce. Joyce is great. But once again, I'm really honored. I'm really touched by having my two grandchildren come here to the microphone and say what they had to say about you. I'm really touched. What I start to say that I did write remarks about the incoming year and what I like to do in the incoming years. But when I read this, the back page of this, where my picture is, I changed my mind. I changed my mind because of the lady that is with us here today, my mother. She really put us, not just me, the whole family, on the path of giving, on the path of changing lives, as our new theme, Rotary theme is. She was a real example for not just myself, my siblings, the neighbors, everyone, because she taught us the way. She taught us how to do it. She was a great mom. That's all I can say. And even till now, at age 95, I have good genes and I may make it. At age 95, she still do her mother's work. And for this, or have her stand. Lena, have her just stand. Have her just stand. That's okay. Have her just stand.
welcome her here. Is that what you want to do? She raised us. I remember this. I would say that a lot of stories I can tell. I can spend all evening telling you things that we learned from her. But I remember one thing from her. In our town, there was one. He was not homeless because he had somebody provided a home for him to go and have a shelter, a roof over his head. But he had no money, no family, nothing except what people provide for him, daily food and almost daily. My mother would ask me or my brother Nabil or Labidi to go down to the center of the village, either buy him something from the store or take something from the house to give this man to live on, to eat, basically, to have a meal. That person, every time we speak about food, we speak of the need of food and hunger, all I think of my mother asking us to take something for this guy, either buy it from the store, the village store, or take from home something to give. Brahim Safi, you remember him, Mom? His name Brahim Safi, to give him. So that's what, you know, if you look at me and you say, wow, you're a good person, you give, you this, truly that's where it all started. For me, for my siblings, for all my family. So for that, I thank you, Mom. I thank you for what you raised us, the way you raised us. And I'd like to present you with a Paul Harris pen. That's the highest honor us Rotarians can give to each other, for people we love and admire. So tomorrow I will be buying from the club a Paul Harris pen to my mother. And thank you, Mom. And now I would like to call on the board of directors and officers that will be serving on my team for 2021, 2022. As I call your name, please come up and be here with us to the front. Elias Audy, President, of course, I'm here. Marina Trotskaya, would you please come? As the President-elect, what that means, she will be President after I will be, preceding me, that's 22-23. Joyce Graf, Joyce is right here, she's a club secretary. Hedley Weinberg, I just saw him behind me with his remarks. I always have remarks. Iggy Schwartzberg, he's not here tonight, but he is on the other side of the internet doing his work. And those are the officers. And the 2 years board of directors, Sam Botsford, Sam is not here tonight. Susan Wright is right here. Heather Hamilton is here. And George Van Brooker. This is my board for my year 2021, 22. Yeah.
Sure, you can wave.
Hey, Joyce, you want to be with that?
Oh,
Yeah, it would be nice.
okay.
Yeah, can I get a good picture of your Like I asked each one one of you to repeat after me your name and the oath of the office. I yes, will fulfill the duties of my office in the Rotary Club of Brookline to the best of my ability. That I will support President Elias Audy. With the heel and his wife. And will abide by the club's constitution and bylaws. Thank you. Thank you very much. But before I give the microphone, and I'm known to do that, I know to do that a lot, I was told to say something. I'm not saying who told me, but I was told that in this program book, it was not mentioned that my beautiful young-looking wife, married for 47 years, was not mentioned in the book. Well, thank you, Lord. Thank you for helping a lot.
Okay, it's now my pleasure to present Paul Harris Award presentations.
Thank you.
Now, Paul Harris was the founder of Rotary in 1905 and its president for many years. And in the late 1940s, Paul Harris died, and the foundation decided to do something in his honor to help raise money for the foundation. The Rotary Foundation is the basis of our giving across the world, projects and scholarships. But I wanted to make a point that the Rotary Foundation works because of both legacy and outright gifts, benefactor programs, Paul Harris Society, and so forth. Now, the club level can give various kinds of awards, but we giving foundation support by providing funds to individuals to honor them with a Paul Harris presentation. Now, is Jock here? Jock Groom?
No.
Howard Merkin? They're two Paul Harris recipients. Marina, why don't you come up? And Phil Sandler. And Phil is a multiple supporter of Paul Harris. This is his son.
Seven.
Oh, six.
Thank you.
Because, yeah, so does the Ruby.
Thank you.
And not on this list, a special Paul Harris to Joyce Kraft. Now, Bo Whitaker has not missed an installation for many years. He had a job tonight and was unable to join us. But he's always with us in spirit. So he's sharing this song with us to lift our spirits. So ladies and gentlemen, Bo and Bill Whitaker and the Whitaker Band recommend that we all go fly a kite.
a kite and tie your troubles to the tail. They'll be blown away by a merry gale. Go fly a kite and toss your worries to the wind, and they won't come back, they'll be too chagrined. Go on, make friends with the sky, have a talk with the sun. It's the bright way to live, if you'll pardon the pun. Oh, go fly a kite and you'll imagine you're a king, 'cause you got your world on a piece of string.
Now I'm going to call up Steve and Elias to exchange gifts. And we're all going to stand to congratulate Steve and Elias, who will be honored tonight.
Steve, you go first. Well, Elias, I have this beat up old gavel to give you to ring the bell, and it might be from 1938. It certainly looks like it. It might be a little younger than that, but I can tell you we've been using it for 35 years that I know of.
Well, thank you, Steve. And I have this word time clock, or that's the clock to give you, because I know you're never on time. This can help you along the way.
Thank you, Elias. Thank you very much.
So now I'll say to you, please enjoy the buffet.